You are now listening to Out of the Blank.
Well, welcome to another episode of Out of the Blank podcast. I'm here with Mike Jack.
Hey,
Yo, you got two first names.
I do. Yeah.
Isn't
I,
that kind of like scary?
it is. I heard that you shouldn't trust a guy with two first names, but I'm pretty trustworthy. But
I
don't take
mean,
my word for it.
my name's Robbie Robertson, so it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of goes the same boat, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, Mike, tell me a little bit about yourself and if you want, what you do professionally.
Well, I guess not quite professionally, but I guess the interesting thing that I do is I'm a chili chomper, a hot pepper eater. I have officially I have two Guinness World Records for eating ghost peppers. I've represented Canada in international pepper eating competitions. I have a YouTube channel, Mike Jack's Hot Reviews, where I do crazy challenges and review hot sauces.
I have one question.
Sure.
Why?
Uh,
Like,
well,
why are you consuming things that are too hot for people to handle? Literally, that's not a song, Too Hot to Handle. I'm talking about peppers in general. Like, I ate a ghost pepper once and
yeah.
it was not a fun experience. It was either a raw ghost pepper in like the cooked bags like you would make for cooking, or it was a Carolina Reaper. I don't know which one it was, but I knew the screams it made me go through when I experienced it.
Well, it might sound weird, but I guess I do it just for fun, really. Um,
You like
yeah.
you like being in pain?
Well, I like just I guess a little bit maybe, but I do it just
It's the
just
bravado,
just to
right?
push myself, I guess, just to
Yeah.
see how far I can go. It's something that I'm just good at, and I just keep pushing myself, I guess.
I don't know what it is about eating something super spicy that makes a lot of people tremble, I guess, but it's so
Yeah.
manly doing it. Like, I'll never forget, even if I ate that ghost pepper, I was the only one that did it. But I felt so manly, even though I was crying like a little girl while it was working its way through my intestines.
Yeah, I guess it kind of started that way for me. Like it probably like I wasn't really into hot sauce or anything like that when I was a kid. Like my family just wasn't they just didn't do it or whatever. And then I think it kind of just started like more as like a dare when I was in college. Like my my roommates would, we'd order a pizza or whatever and they'd be like, what's the matter, Mike? You don't want any hot sauce on your pizza? Are you a wuss or something? So then I guess it kind of started from there. And then my one roommate, my buddy, he liked putting like hot sauce instead of like pizza sauce when he ordered pizzas and stuff like that. So it started like that. And at the time, I thought, I thought like Frank's Red Hot and sriracha and pickled jalapenos. I thought those were crazy hot at the time, but after a while, like I just like the spice, so I just kept adding more and more, and you build a tolerance, right? So eventually, I just cover my food with hot sauce, and then I wouldn't want to like just like drench my food in it, so I'd have to move up and try to search and find like hotter and hotter sauces, and then yeah, eventually one of my buddies he wanted to make a YouTube channel, and we are trying to think of ideas, and he was like, "Oh, you're pretty good with like hot sauces. Like there's these people on YouTube who like eat hot peppers and stuff like that." So yeah, then that's how that started.
Well, how do you typically review a hot sauce? I mean, obviously, besides the heat factor to it, but how do you typically decide which is a good sauce? Because I like a lot of spicy stuff. I mean, I can handle, incredible heat. The last dab was nothing to me, but one of the sauces I really did enjoy was they sent like a nice. It's called like I'm actually looking at it right now. It's called Chiba Gold
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
by the
From
Hot Ones. Yeah, from the show
from
Hot
High
Ones.
River, yeah.
Yeah, but it was good. It was delicious. And then Howler Monkey was pretty good too. And then the black pepper or the black garlic Carolina Reaper one, it was hot, but it wasn't enjoyable to the taste. I really like a sauce that packs a heat, but also has a good kick of like tropical flavor to it too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like it's all different. Like it depends what you're into, I guess, right? Like I really like because I've built up a high tolerance for peppers. I really like the really hot ones because then I can feel the heat. But then yeah, there's like hot sauce is like crazy. Like craft hot sauces are really like blowing up right now. Like every town's like got like people making hot sauce now. It's people say it's like the new like craft beer kind of.
Well, it's a whole new trend. I mean, all the old school stuff like wood carving and glass blowing is becoming so popular now. I mean, I've talked to so many hot sauce people that make their own hot sauce, either grow their own peppers, either, it's just because it's so available now. You can easily get the technology to do it from home. It's a self startup thing. I mean, if you go on Amazon, half the things like grow your own pot garden, grow your own pepper garden, grow this, grow that, with all these little types of technology, you just build up from there. I mean, back in the day before, if you want to talk about Amazon got really big, people were like, how the fuck do I do that? Like you had to go find a pepper farmer to be able to grow your own peppers. Now we're getting challenges and videos all over social media where it's people literally, there is a show called Hot Ones that has become so popular now that now they're on TV where people are doing challenges by eating types of wings and answering questions. It's I mean, I always say that if you're going to hook somebody up to a lie detector test, just give them a Carolina Reaper or a ghost pepper. They're going to tell you the truth because that's literally legit. The first time ever in my life, you could ask me anything and I would give you anything you wanted just to get you away from me. Because that type of pain that you experience when eating something spicy, much like is not fun. It's like a brain freeze. You have to ride it out and you pray to God you get through it with your asshole intact.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's pretty exciting time right now to be a chili head. There's yeah, like you said, like hot ones is really pushing things. And then yeah, like on like a little bit of a smaller scale, there's just like so much stuff happening. Like there's you might have heard of like League of Fire. It's like a new website that's like tracking like all the records for like all these hot challenges that are coming out right now. And
Is that just a community of people that are involved in it, or is it because I've talked to a few people that are part of League of Fire and on their front page, but I have no clue what it is.
yeah, it's basically yeah, some people in the UK just started this website, League of Fire, and it started off to like because in the UK like the pepper eating is like huge. Like during their like when peppers are available, like their pepper season, there's like there's chili eating festivals like every weekend, sometimes two or three in a weekend, just in all the small towns in the UK. And there's this one person, I don't know if you've heard of her, but she goes by UK Chili Queen,
Yeah,
and
I've
she actually.
invited her on the podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh, it'd be great to get her on.
Then Johnny
She's pretty
Scoville,
awesome.
and then
Oh
Harmon
yeah.
Heat. All I've had a lot that have been unreleased so far because these aren't live or anything. But I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
it's weird to see because I mean, never would I ever thought like honestly, there's Guinness World Records for multiple things. I mean,
Yeah.
walking on Legos is a world record that somebody holds, the longest traveled on a path of Legos. But it's just crazy to see that people would go to the extent of like putting dragon's breath peppers or shout out to Harmon Heat when he put all that in a bourbon and let it soak in there for a couple weeks. Like, damn, like you're just killing your taste buds now.
Yeah. Well, like yeah, it actually doesn't. Well, it doesn't really kill your taste buds. It actually interacts with your like pain receptors on your tongue, and that like that's kind of a misconception, I guess. Like a lot of people ask me that though, like if if I can taste anything or if it's just like everything's bland unless I have hot sauce. But it's like with these craft hot sauces, like you were kind of saying before, like a lot of them are really flavorful, and I enjoy that too, right? Like I like a good like pineapple hot sauce or stuff like that. So
Well, how do you typically review a hot sauce? So you just like we are talking about basing it on heat, like, or do you look at it from like a customer aspect? Like when I try and think of ideas, like I like to market things a little bit. I started figuring out by talking to so many hot sauce reviewers or so many people that create their own hot sauce. And it's obviously when it comes to hot sauce, the very first thing is the label. The design of the bottle. If it looks very eye catchy, someone's going to grab it right off the shelf. Sometimes if it's too bland, you wonder like, why the hell does that have a Chinese symbol on it? And that's it. Like you want to grab it and you think it's going to be hot. Then next is like the story behind it, the name of it, like, asshole burner or something is going to be a good hot sauce name. And then you look at like the third thing, which is the flavor and whatever really kind of tastes about, which is kind of the most important one, but it's the third thing we look at only on the concept of it's really it's the aspect of appearance is what catches our eye.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think reviewing hot sauces is kind of pretty easy actually. Like, yeah, like you say, you just bring out a hot sauce and you say what you like about it. Yeah, like start with the label and the scent and the taste, and yeah, you just basically try to interpret your experience of like your flavor experience into words so that the viewer can get like an idea of what the sauce is like, I guess.
We'll even try and judge it for the public too. Like you can't sit
Yeah.
there and be like, "This is a ghost pepper. It's amazing for everyone." The next thing you know, a 90-year-old
Yeah.
woman goes to the grocery store. I heard this was good, and then she bites into it, and she's like, "Ah!" and freaking dentures fly out of her mouth.
Yeah, that's something that we like. My wife does the reviews with me. That's something that we really try to do too, is because like most of the hot sauces we review, like it's not really very hot for me or even for her a lot of the time too, because we've built up this tolerance. So I think a lot of reviewers, they'll try like a Carolina Reaper sauce and be like, oh, I'm gonna give this like a 2 out of 10 for heat, and it might be a 2 out of 10 for you, but it's not going to be 2 out of 10 for somebody who's just starting their hot sauce journey. So we kind of say like, like if you're used to like habanero level hot sauces, like this will be a good sauce for you. It's like not really that hot for us, but we try to help people out because there's a lot of people watching that they don't like. Some people are watching and they have like a tolerance like higher than mine, and some of them have like basically no tolerance for peppers, right? So it's really hard to tell people like um you know
It's all on the basis of opinion. Yeah,
yeah, exactly,
but
yeah.
what's crazy is like for me, the last dab, I killed that whole bottle in 2 days. I was dumping that thing on
Yeah.
everything. But then I had this the Walmart, the Tapatia. What
Oh,
is it?
tap it, yeah.
Yeah,
Tap
that
it to
one,
you.
that hits me so hard. Like if I have that,
Oh
it's
yeah.
actually hot, but the last dab didn't do anything to me. Like it was weird. Like the ones that aren't really supposed to be hot, but a little bit of flavor to it, are the ones that are the
Yeah,
spiciest to me.
it was like the original Last Dab you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's something weird with that one when it came out, like, because yeah, I got it and I was expecting something really hot because they like pump it up on hot ones like so much, like it's the last sauce, and like I've had like a lot of the other sauces at the time, and they're putting it after like Mad Dog 357, which is like a crazy hot sauce.
And
So
the bomb too. That one
yeah, and
really
the
wasn't
bomb, yeah.
spicy to me either. But that fucking
Oh really?
Walmart sauce hit me in such a way where I was like, felt like you pushed your grandma down a flight of stairs. Like you just weren't expecting that.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, like Tapatia, I didn't have it when I was it's not really that popular in Canada actually. So I didn't really have it until after I'd kind of, built a tolerance and stuff, and it's not really like it's got a good flavor to it. Like it's kind of the Mexican spices, like a taco seasoning taste, I find. But yeah, I never really found it that hot, but yeah, the Last Dab. I don't know about the new ones. I have I just got like the new like Last Dab Triple X. I haven't opened it up yet, but I'm hoping that it's going to be like hotter than the original one because it wasn't really. Yeah, it wasn't really. It was really disappointing, actually. Yeah.
So for the Guinness World Record things that you hold, which are they for?
So officially I hold two. So the first one I got was fastest time to eat 3 ghost peppers, which is 9.75 seconds. And then the second one was most ghost peppers eaten in a minute, which was 97 grams.
Okay, hang on a second. For people that are American and don't understand what 97 grams looks like, how would you describe that?
Uh,
The size
I
of your
don't,
fist?
97 grams. It was I think it was 10 like really big peppers. Like it was I think it's easier to do these records with like with big peppers. So I got ones that were basically double size.
Did
Cuz
you have
you
to be watched while you were doing it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it has to be in a public place, and I had to have two experienced timekeepers and then two independent witnesses, and the witnesses have to have specific jobs, like they can be a government official or a lawyer, an accountant, or a police officer. And then they basically have to watch it, and it's in a public space with like a crowd or whatever. And then yeah, all those people have to fill out forms. I send it in with like a video, and I had to have a letter from the provider of the peppers, just verifying that they're professional pepper grower, and then they're actual real ghost peppers and that. And yeah, I sent it all in, and it took from the first one, it took 11 months for me to hear back from Guinness. So
Have you decided, even with just reviewing hot sauce in general, to decide to create your own maybe and try to grow your own peppers at all?
I thought about it, and like with growing peppers, I don't know. I've grown peppers for a couple of years, and I don't know. I guess I'm okay, but not like really that good at it. I'm just leaving that to the pros. I'm better at eating them, so I'm just kind of sticking with that. So
And what do you typically prefer? Like, what do you prefer your hot sauce on if you're going to choose a food? Me, I put like cayenne on everything, the
yeah,
spice, and then I dump a hot sauce on top of it or something, but always on like salads and stuff. I mean, that's constantly what I eat, but some hot sauces work better with different types of food. Like, I never really tried hot sauce on the eggs. I'm not a
oh
big
yeah,
ketchup on the eggs fan at all. I think that's kind of savagery. But
yeah,
they go good with chili. I mean, you get
oh
some nice
yeah,
spicy nacho or spicy sweet chili chips, Doritos, and you crunch that up into a nice chili. Then you add a little bit of hot sauce in there. Bam! Get your life together, son. You got yourself a tailgate party.
yeah, for sure. I put I put hot sauce on pretty much everything. I don't put it on cereal usually. I've had like some of the like fruitier hot sauces I have put on like oatmeal and stuff, or even like I like getting like some of the like berry or fruit forward hot sauces, putting them on like waffles or pancakes, stuff like that. I think my favorite thing is probably putting hot sauce on pizza.
That's really
That's
popular. I never tried that before.
no, yeah, I love it. Yeah, hot sauce on pizza. It's pretty.
I used to sit at the lunchroom in school, and kids would put hot sauce in their pizza. I always looked at it like strawberry milk. Like if you did that, there was
Yeah,
something wrong. Like then during the pregnancy or something. Like something went backwards.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like I was saying. That's kind of how I started, was putting hot sauce on pizza. So it's always just seemed natural to me, I guess. Or
Yeah, even for a pizza sauce too. Like not using the pizza sauce, but using hot sauce. It's pretty creative.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess I had never really heard of it until my friends started doing it. But yeah, you can just like I don't know if I don't think you guys have this in the states, but like big pizza company in Canada is like Pizza, and yeah, you can like just yeah, you can change the sauce just when you order online to being hot sauce if you want. So
Well, when you typically review a hot sauce or you do any of these types of challenges too, how do you try and handle the heat? Like, how do you typically, like when you're eating these peppers and stuff, what do you try and keep in your mind in your head? For me, I'm just trying to sit there and not focus on how bad my throat's burning.
um yeah, I guess I just think about different things. I don't know, like I think the main thing is like I just try to eat like hotter and hotter stuff, so then it's just you build a tolerance to it. I guess recently I've been trying to just like go as long as I can without drinking water in that. But it is kind of like a mind over matter thing, I guess, too. Like I kind of just try to think like, it's not. I try to like just keep it in my mind that it's not actually causing harm. Like it's just like a reaction in your brain, right? Like it's just like a chemical reaction that makes you think that you're on fire, right? So it's not actually burning you. So I think sometimes I just think like, it's not real, and just like kind of do that. With the speed challenges though, I'm kind of too I'm just really focused on speed. So I'm not really even thinking about the heat as much, because I'm just trying to go like as fast as I can. So
That's like the same thing with like competitive eaters. Like if you sit there and
Yeah.
let it marinate inside of your mouth or marinate inside of your stomach, like sit and get a break and then come back to it, it's you're gonna fill up. It's you're gonna lose it. It's the same thing with heat. It's like you'd rather just take it all at once rather than taking it in small different chunks and handling with the pain. Then when the pain subsides, you go in for another one. It's like you're already screwing yourself over. Just make it as much as possible at once, get that over with, and then bam, there you go.
Yeah, for sure. When I do like a lot of the crazy challenges too, like my wife will be with me and she's kind of my coach. So it's just like because sometimes you well a lot of the time when you eat really hot stuff, it gets to your head and you get the
She's
like
fucking
endorphin
yelling
rush
at
and stuff.
you, telling you
Yeah,
that you're gonna sleep on the couch if you don't finish these peppers.
pretty much. Yeah, like she's just yeah, she's just yelling at me like I'm just like because my brain is telling me to like stop, right? And then I'm just like I'm just gonna block out my own brain and just listen to you, and you're gonna get me through it, right? So yeah, that's another thing I do to try to get through it, I guess. So
Do you have people send you hot sauces to review all the time just because, it's kind of a good marketing aspect for them, but they're
yeah.
curious to what you think of their sauce?
Yeah, actually that's how I started like reviewing sauces. Like it's weird cuz my YouTube channel it's like it's hot reviews, right? Like Mike Jack's hot reviews. But it was called that because our original idea was we wanted to have kind of like a unique idea cuz at the time when we started didn't think that I could, you know, keep up with some of the people who are eating a lot of the hot stuff. So our kind of gimmick was we were reviewing movies and we would eat something really hot just so we would struggle through the review. We thought it was kind of funny and stuff like that. And then yeah, just after we did a few videos, then some companies were like, "Oh, hey, can I send you some sauce to review?" And we were like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, you can send us some hot sauce.
That
Like
that was just
that's
a perfect
awesome."
idea that you just threw out, doing movie reviews while eating like a spicy pepper or something. Like next thing you
Yeah.
know, like I don't even know, it's the scene from Titanic where like Leo's like in the water and Rose is sitting on the door and you're eating like a Carolina Reaper. You're like, that bitch, she could share the door.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's how it started, but then it seemed like people were more interested in me eating the peppers and seeing how far I could go because the kind of joke was like I could handle the heat, and then my buddy Drew, who was doing it with me, it was Mike and Drew's hot reviews. He couldn't handle the heat, so he would be like in a lot of pain and stuff, but
It's
eventually
like
he
it's like
just
AFE, dude. That's why it was so popular. You people want to see somebody in pain, but
yeah.
then when you start actually like getting towards like I guess the middle of the actual task or the middle of the whatever the challenge, they start wanting to cheer you on to see if you can actually do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so
You're like Moses opening up the pathway with like parting the seas or something. That's what they see you as. They're like, lead us into this bright future filled with flaming hot sauces.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Awesome.
gave you a bio for your YouTube page. There you go.
Yeah, thanks for that.
What do you typically find just being a YouTuber in general? Like what's the most interesting thing? Like do you like the analytics portion where it shows you how much you're making, or do you just prefer the love of the community that you've kind of experienced?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a
I
good
guess
question.
I guess like I guess I like both of those things. I think like the main like honestly like the main reason why I do like the YouTube stuff is really just to push myself. I don't know. Like I see like the pepper eating as like a sport, right? And people, they're into sports and they want to do better and improve and see how far they can go with it. And that's kind of yeah, that's kind of my thing. I just want to like challenge myself and like I compare like what I do to like other pepper eaters and try to do what they've done sort of thing, but I
How
try
do you
not to be
typically
like
train? How do you typically train for a challenge?
it depends on the challenge like when I do like the speed eating stuff, then it's all about like when I did my last Guinness record attempt, I was just basically like every day for like 2 weeks before, I was just eating peppers like as fast as I could. just to see how many I could eat. And I'd have my wife there, Jamie, timing me and stuff, and try to get like a better time up until the event. The next big challenge I'm doing is like total opposite though. We're doing like it's called like spoonfuls of terror. It's like Johnny Scoville's tube of terror. It's like a tube of super hot peanuts, right? And you have to eat like a tube of them like every 15 minutes. So we're trying to eat 10 of them. So it's going to be like 2.5 hours. So it's more of like an endurance race. So for that, I'm just kind of trying to eat like really hot stuff, um, just to build up my tolerance and try to like just go without drinking water, because it's going to be like if I'm able to do the 10, it's going to be 2.5 hours with no water and a lot of heat. So
Do you do anything special before you go into a challenge? Like some people take a cold shower or they try and heat themselves up just so they're prepared for it.
my thing, I actually learned from this like probably maybe the best like pepper eater in the world, Dustin the Atomic Menace Johnson, and his strategy is to just like fill up on food, on like heavy food that's not going to digest quickly, and I found that really helps me. So um like not so much with like the speed eating and stuff, but definitely for the endurance stuff, because the worst is when you eat the spicy stuff on an empty stomach, and that's where
Because it
that's
goes right
where
through your
that's where it gets you,
intestines.
right?
Oh
Sorry,
my,
what's that?
I said it goes right through your intestines. That's what
Yeah,
happens. When you got food in there, it's sitting on top of it, so you're not going to feel the pain until later. And a lot
yeah,
of it gets dissolved into the actual food that's being digested. But if you go, for me, I ate that carrot or that ghost pepper or whatever it was in a freaking cooking whatever bag in my grocery store. Fuck that grocery store.
yeah.
But I wasn't eating anything at the time. I was pretty
Oh,
hungry. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I ate the thing. Then I'm driving home because I was at my buddy's house, and I swear to God, I felt the thing work its way down my throat, through my esophagus, all the way into my stomach, and slowly work its way through my intestine. Literally, I
yeah,
could feel it at this, like where my belly button was like I swallowed a burning coal. And it
yeah.
was just going through. I could feel it working its way through my intestine. I was like, this is like, I got super stoned and everything's really sensitive. Like, it's one of my worst experiences. And I kind of want to ask you, what's your worst hot sauce or pepper challenge experience? I want to know the detail to it.
Oh, um,
You had
the
one that
worst
sticks out. You
one.
have one. I know you do.
Um, there's a lot of different experiences. What can I guess like the most like messed up I've ever been from a pepper challenge was I was trying to see like how many Carolina Reapers I could eat. So I did it it was like a charity event I did just at a local brewery here.
Is it
And
called
then
stomach ulcers for students?
uh no, what did I call it? I forget what I called it. Something. Anyway, it doesn't matter what I called it. But anyway, I was trying to eat, just see how many Carolina Reapers I could eat, because I was going to try to like take the record back, because I at one time I had the record for most Carolina Reaper peppers ever eaten, not like an official Guinness or anything, but just like a YouTube thing with like, at the time it was only 30, but then it had gotten beaten a couple times by people, and at the time the record I think it was 51. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take my record back, but then the guy was just talking about Dustin the Atomic Menace Johnson. He ate 122 Reapers, and I was like, I can't do that. Like I'm aiming for like more than 51, and this guy like more than doubled or
I
whatever.
was about to say, I don't even think I have the time to try and eat all those peppers.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I ended up, I had enough that I could beat the record, but I had to bow out at 56 Reapers. So I did what I intended to do, but I couldn't like beat the actual record. But anyway, um, what what put me out, actually, it wasn't even really like the heat in my mouth. It was just like the rush in my head. Like I was trying to eat all the peppers standing up, and I was having trouble standing, and I couldn't even. I was just talking in vowels, actually, is what they were saying. I was just not even making any sense. So
Well, your body starts to shut down at that point. It starts to go to like a critical mode where it's like when I talked about eating that Carolina, whatever, that one pepper, I
Yeah.
was at such a critical state where I was like, anybody asked me for anything, I would have gave you the keys to my car. I would have gave you my
Yeah.
firstborn child. I just wanted it to be over with. You're so focused on the burning sensation, not like a UTI where it hurts when you pee, but you're focused on like, this is difficult and my stomach's hurting. I mean, it literally heat is an amazing thing. It is very, very good for there's a little bit of health benefits to it. Not a lot that's I guess evidence wise, but when it comes to showing somebody their real person, you get to understand a lot about a person when they're experiencing severe pain like that, being in a critical state. You can get honest answers. You can get real, I guess, emotion to figure out who a person actually is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what makes Hot Ones so awesome, right? Is the really great questions when people are messed up on the peppers and they're giving really truthful answers. It's
That's
pretty
what I'm saying.
awesome.
If we create a freaking thing where we're just doing movie reviews by eating peppers, we would give some honest ass movie reviews. Rotten Tomatoes wouldn't be able to say shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's do it up.
Well, where do you want to see yourself with this? Do you want to continue it to be a YouTube page? You want to branch off and maybe start like a company, or maybe try and be a professional, maybe champion record holder?
Yeah, I'm going in a few different directions now. Like I'm always, trying to better the YouTube channel and that. I'm trying to do as many of the Guinness records as I can. Like right now there's 8 of them uh, available for eating hot peppers. I officially have 2. I have another one that's under review right now, like with Guinness. I was supposed to do another attempt in the end of May, but at a hot sauce expo, but it looks like that's getting pushed back with all the coronavirus stuff going on. So that'll be like October. So yeah, I'm doing as many as I can. I also I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to work my way into doing like TV and stuff actually too. I have a show that we shot our first episode. It's just going to be on the local channel here in London, Ontario, on Rogers TV. Right now, it's just like a small thing. It's like 6 episodes, but I'm hoping that I can expand that. Like after we shoot it, I'll have like the rights and stuff to it and everything. So they said I can put it on my YouTube channel, and I can kind of like, I want to try to like send it out and see if I can get like a bigger TV show, you know what I mean, on like a network. So
What would you call it? Can't call it Mike Jack's Reviews. You got to call it something else.
yeah, well, like the tentative name for my show right now is called Jack Up the Heat.
There you go. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. It's like it sounds like a name of a beef jerky company.
Oh yeah, kind of. I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even starting, you could probably start your own organization or team in general, just people that are training under you, maybe trying to create like a group event where you can create a little bit of a see what I mean is a community. When we talk about like the hot sauce community, one of the most kind of beneficial, first of all, very supportive groups of people, a bunch of people that are making their own hot sauces, making their own peppers, reaching out to people that are reviewing their stuff, giving awesome compliments, giving them some crucial details, and to maybe adding something to their sauce or doing something. It's a community benefit. And if you started your own community of people, like League of Fire sounds like it's a community. League of Fire sounds like it's a team of like 10 people that are all major giant chili heads or hold different titles on ranking from 1 to 10. But when you look at like maybe creating your own community or maybe team to tackle challenges in general, that would totally promote your YouTube page way out there, because then you'd be taking on massive challenges. Have some do this trying challenges in the UK, have some do trying challenges in America, have some do trying challenges wherever that there's a spicy challenge. I mean, Japan probably has multiple when it comes to ramen or something. I mean, adding spice to that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the hot sauce community is awesome. Like I helped put together like Canada's first like hot sauce expo, Heat Wave Hot Sauce Expo, which yeah, we had our first one just over a year ago here in London, and then we did another one in Hamilton, Ontario in November, and then we just had the second annual one in London just earlier this month. So, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like you talk to all these hot sauce makers online and stuff like that on Facebook and everything. but then it's so awesome just to actually meet them, and we're like good buds now. And I actually made like a community Facebook group too, the Canadian hot sauce and chili pepper community. And yeah, we talk on there, and people share their new sauces and stuff like that. And yeah, the hot sauce community is pretty awesome. And then yeah, with the challenges, like yeah, League of Fire is kind of like that. Like it's from the UK, but there's like a lot of people doing the challenges from Canada, the US, Australia, like all over the place. So
What
yeah,
would
and
you say the
people.
biggest benefit of you doing the YouTube channel and just doing reviews in general has been?
The biggest benefit.
Like, would you say it's the community aspect of things, or do you say that it's pretty cool that now you have a couple Guinness records under your belt? I mean, come on, don't you don't have to
Yeah.
be modest. That would be me for sure. I'd be like, yo, I walked on 150,000 Legos and survived, but I can't
Yeah.
use my feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, like I. Yeah, well, I guess to be honest, like I like the Guinness record, so yeah, that's pretty awesome. I don't know. Yeah, I just like I don't know. I just like the feeling of you know of like achieving things, right? Like setting a goal. Like you wanna like I want to Guinness record, and then you go out and do it. It just like yeah, it just feels awesome, right?
It's
Or
getting an
like
accomplishment. It's the same thing like when someone gets their college diploma or something. I mean, that doesn't mean as much to me as maybe getting my United Church of Bacon ordained minister's license. I hold that still above my a college diploma, but it's a challenge that you set for yourself too. Because I think through life, where we kind of become normalized or contemplated or just perfect and set in our ways because we don't create any challenges for ourselves. People either make challenges that are way too easy to obtain or ones that are so impossible that you're working so hard to go for, but no one ever creates one that's acceptable and manageable.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just like yeah, I kind of just see it like like I was saying, I see it like a sport, or like a like a hobby or whatever. Like people people do lots of stuff, like people are into video games, or just like deep diving into music, and I like that stuff too. But I'm just really into just peppers and hot sauce, and just trying to push myself that way instead of trying to beat the next level on whatever video game. I'm trying to just get to the next heat level on with peppers. Yeah. So
Well, what's the next challenge you're trying to overcome?
um
At least one maybe that you might be fearing or one that you know you're not ready for?
well, the biggest one is like the Guinness record for most Carolina Reaper peppers eaten in a minute. That one's a tough one because there's been a lot of people attempt that challenge, and it's the guy who holds it, Greg Foster. He's held it for like a couple years now, and it's a pretty tough record to beat. And there's there's the hot sauce expos in the States. There's like four of them, like the four big ones every year, and they all have a like an open Guinness record attempt for this record. So just anybody, there's like a dozen people at each of these expos like trying this record, and they've for the last couple of years anyway, they've all been failing to beat the record. Even Greg, like, because he manages like a hot sauce company that tours with him, so he tries it like four times a year at all these things. So it's a pretty hard record to beat, and I don't think I'm ready for that one yet, but I'm hoping that that's kind of the last one I'm gonna go for. I'm trying to start off with the easier ones and work my way up, I guess. But yeah, that would be like the biggest achievement for me. So
What I guess I would have to ask you is what's one thing to be able to get over the heat? Like a lot of people want to know, like what is your method that to get over the heat? People drink milk. You saw Gordon Ramsay drink Pepto Bismol. I mean, what is your secret? How do you get away from that? How do you go to a different? I mean, you can't just escape in your mind to some different place and ignore that heat. I mean, it's burning in your freaking head as much as it is your mouth.
yeah, I guess like I always say like the only real cure for the heat is time. Is just to wait, and it'll go away eventually, right? But like a lot of people do drink milk or eat dairy or whatever you want to do, and that's gonna gonna help you out a little bit. It's not gonna cure everything. I'm actually vegan, so I don't do dairy stuff. But yeah, basically, like the heat in my mouth, I just wait it out. It's the pain in your stomach is, it gets pretty rough. So I don't know. My kind of I kind of just I do. People say not to do this because they say it makes it worse, but I drink a lot of water, and I find it just like keeps like filling your stomach with something, or like you just keep eating and it'll like help you out a bit. Like it's not a cure all. I think the only cure all is time, like I said. But I
Time
also
heals all wounds.
yeah, exactly. Time heals all wounds. That's a
That's
good
what
one.
they meant. They were doing shots of Tabasco, and then the guy was like,
Exactly.
"That's what
That
it
is what.
means."
Yeah.
Not that bitch Jenna Cristalli that dumped me in the 4th grade. That's not what time heals all wounds mean.
Yeah. But yeah, I also you know, I like to if it gets really bad, I just like lay on the cold bathroom floor sort of thing. So
Crunched up to the toilet. I know. I
pretty much,
understand
yeah.
that
Just
one.
in the fetal position pretty much. And yeah, it's and then I just wait for whatever happens. Sometimes it's almost like at that point, like throwing up is like a blessing, right? Like you're in so much pain, you're just like, I just want to throw up. And sometimes I can make myself throw up when it's that bad, but sometimes I can't. And sometimes I just have to, you know, go to sleep in pain. I'll wake up in the middle of the night just in sweats and,
I'm
just
getting
just crying
anxiety
out.
by all this description. Holy crap.
But
I mean,
then
it's an experience too, but like even when like looking at all the chili heads and talking to so many of them too, I'm always trying to constantly think of an idea or a challenge to create. I mean, do you ever try and create your own challenges or just something that someone can beat, or you just try and do the ones that are already known, the popular ones, the ones that'll get you a record holder?
yeah, I've tried to create my own and stuff. Like yeah, like I was saying before, like I kind of did the research to find out who had eaten the most Carolina Reaper peppers either ever. So yeah, I kind of started that. I found, I was looking around YouTube, and the most I'd ever seen anybody eat was, I think at the time it was like 23. The like the chili queen from Australia had eaten in the competition. So I was like, well, I'm gonna beat that. I'm gonna eat as many as I can. And I ate 30, and then it kind of turned into a thing. Like now there's like the Reaper challenge on League of Fire that people are trying to eat the most Reapers ever, and I'm in like third place for that. Another big one that another one that I started that isn't really too big of a challenge yet, but there's like the Pocky one chip challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided I was going to eat the most ever, and I did the same thing. I researched. I found Johnny Scoville ate 20 of them, so I was like, I'm going to eat as many as I can. So I had like 30 something of them, and I made it to 22. But then I know you were talking to Roger Trier from Hot Damn Show, or Hot Dang Show, I guess it is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he beat me like a couple weeks later, so I didn't have the record for that like for very long. But yeah, that was another big one. That's my most watched video on my channel. It's getting really close to 1 million views, so I'm pretty excited for that.
What do you typically, I guess, gets you more views in a video? Like you do all the editing and everything too. Do you think that
Yeah.
a short one is nice or a nice long one that shows a lot of the pain into it?
I do like a combination of both, I guess. I kind of like the longer ones, just because, like for your analytics, you get more view time on a longer video. The longer you can keep people watching your channel, the better and stuff. And I also like, most people, I guess they do, they review like one sauce at a time sort of thing in a video. I really like trying to, because one sauce isn't going to be very hot for me most of the time. So I like doing like I'll do like a whole like line, like a whole product line of sauces, like like 4 or 5 or 6 sauces in a video, just so you kind of going up in heat, so you kind of like see like the variety of sauces like a company has and stuff like that.
Has this kind of caused you to order what I see on Amazon as a hot sauce holder, which is like a
Oh
gun
yeah,
holder for your belt? I saw that. I was like, no freaking way. This is a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Those are pretty sweet. The hot sauce holsters. Yeah, I don't have one of those, but yeah, those are
Well, I
Really
mean, even
cool.
when I finish a hot sauce or something, I collect all the bottles. They're up in my podcast studio. I have them lined up on next to my microphone adapter. I mean, I got all the ones that was sent to me. Some of my favorite ones, like I've created a couple sauces, and I like those the most too because it shows like a story behind it. I think most hot
Yeah.
sauces stick with a brand has a story behind it, like made in the valleys in 1976 during the time of the Gulf War or whatever the hell it is. But those types of stories onto it play a different factor into the hot sauce. And a lot of them are named obviously after like demons or fiery type
Oh
things,
yeah.
but they have more of a meaning to it too when like me and Caesar from Caesar's Smoking Hot Sauce, we created a sauce that we ended up calling towards the end of it. We're sitting there naming all these things like tropical trailblaze and all this type of stuff because it's supposed to be a tropical hot sauce.
Yeah.
Then at the ending, after hearing his story and our thoughts on the world and stuff, we decided to call it Mad Motives. Something crazy like that. Like it was a good story behind it. And then Two Angry Cats, Josh Williams, me and him creating the sauce too, using these different types of methods and then coming out with a good name. We called it Firing Blank because of the podcast or whatever. But those are stuff I still hold in this room, like because the community aspect of it to this day is been really, really beneficial. I do see some people that are starting to get over their ego a little bit when they get a little bit too much fame in the industry, but it's going to known to happen. But the pepper community has been amazing. I mean, they've really positive. You see all the comments of people supporting each other and trying to see, how far they can go. And I think that's one of the things that's most beautiful about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the community's awesome. Like, yeah, even with just like the pepper eaters, like we're all kind of buds and stuff on Facebook and everything. And yeah, yeah, like some of my faves, like yeah, like UK Chili Queen and Atomic Menace, like we like talk to each other and you know private messages and stuff like that, and talk about like the challenges we're gonna do, and we give each other honest tips and stuff like that. Like he gave me, like Dustin gave me that tip on like loading up your stomach like before and after and stuff like that. And I've tried to, I've given him like places where I found tips on like speed eating and things like that. And yeah, it's cool. Like we're okay with attempting each other's like records and stuff like that. Like it's no big deal. Like we're like, records are made to be broken, right?
It's
So
friendly competition is what it
yeah,
is.
exactly. Yeah. So that's cool. And yeah, it was awesome. We all like I said off the start, like I got to represent Canada in a international pepper eating competition like last summer. And then I got to meet like a lot of the people too. And yeah, it was a blast. So like there's people from the there was Chili Stid from the UK, and there was the Chili Queen from Australia, and I was
It's
there
like
from
Comic
Canada.
Con.
And
You're all bonding
yeah,
over eating peppers.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the most manliest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's like a meeting of like bikers. It's all sitting at a bar trying to see who can drink the most. But it's like, oh, who can eat the most spiciest peppers? I mean, it's a
Yeah.
sense of pride behind it too. It's literally like you get a man card for life.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy though too, because like you see like eating the spicy stuff is a real manly thing or whatever, but like the women are like really good. Like there's like some of
They
the
can
ladies
give
are like
birth,
the
bro.
best
Why
there
would
is.
you?
Yeah,
They can give birth. Why would you think they would be able
exactly.
to handle a couple of peppers? That is nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like there's yeah, like I don't know, like the people who aren't really into the community, or they're just like getting into it, like sometimes they'll see these competitions and be like, oh look, there's a girl, oh there's a girl in there. You're like, yeah, there's a girl in there, she's probably going to win too. So
They got higher pain tolerance, man. All we can do is just try and make it as dumb as possible to make
yeah.
us win. That's what it is. But it's fun. I like watching people and seeing the videos too. There's definitely a
Oh
thing
yeah.
that's linked to it, like when we're back in kids watching AFE, watching people get hurt, but then also being able to root them on and see them accomplish something too is pretty awesome. It's a sense of pride for them, and then it's also a sense of like love and admiration from people watching.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's neat watching if there's a chili competition, you don't know any of the competitors, you just try to pick somebody out like right off the right at the beginning, and be like, I'm cheering for this person. I hope they, try to see if you can guess who's going to win, sort of thing.
It's
That's
like
pretty
betting a
awesome.
horse in a race, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. It is like
Exactly.
that.
Now,
Yeah.
if you had any tips for any aspiring chili heads out there, what would you have to give them as advice?
Oh, I don't know. I guess just give her. Just don't be afraid. Like a lot of people, they're like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I don't know, like whatever. Just like do it. And your first video is gonna suck, and your second one's probably gonna suck too, and you're probably gonna have a lot of ones that suck. But then eventually they're gonna get better, and you're gonna do better. You're gonna build your tolerance. You're gonna do great things. So I've seen yeah, there's a lot of everybody who's got these YouTube channels where they're eating peppers and stuff. Like you watch their first videos and they're terrible. Like my first videos were terrible. Like Heat 101 is like a really good channel to watch. Like they've um like it's Dark Lord, the guy, Brandon. He's like he kind of started the channel. He's in the hot sauce and stuff, and then his wife Bella came on too, and she's turned into like she's one of the best like pepper eaters out there. But they're like first videos, like they're not very good, but they're amazing now. And it's just neat to see like a channel like that just like grow. Even like Johnny Scoville, who's you know one of the most well known like pepper eaters. Like his videos have gone like a long way and stuff. So I guess that would be like the advice I'd give is just don't be afraid. And yeah, your first videos, they're not gonna be any good, but they're gonna get better. So
Starting out somewhere. I mean, same thing with my podcast. My first episode is nothing compared to where I'm at now. I mean, it's just building and trying to create something and finding your
oh yeah.
niche. You're finding your groove. Once you find you, you make it your own. You're going to structure off some people at first, but then once you find that groove and you find who you are, you know, you're going to turn it into something that's going to be unique in your own, and people are going to love that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with yeah, like anything. Like if you're making music or you're writing novels or anything, making videos, just your first ones are going to suck, but you're going to you're going to gain experience, you're going to get better, and yeah, just have fun with it and then see where it goes.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming out and doing the podcast. I want to give you here a minute at the end to be able to promote your YouTube page and promote anything you want to promote just so people can be able to find your work and watch you eat these insanely crazy hot peppers.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so just check out my YouTube channel. It's Mike Jack's Hot Reviews. So it's also youtube.com/hot reviews. I also have Instagram and Facebook. If you just search Mike Jack's Hot Reviews, it'll be there. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I want to promote, I guess.
Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode Out of the Blank podcast, and stay tuned for our next episode.